So, Tarn was, light your fire, Tarn woman. Good evening, everyone. Who here loves the old-fashioned bonfire? Anyone? Yes? And who thinks, who knows that it's illegal to have a bonfire in this old suburban backyard? You do? Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to share my secret of how you can legitimately have a bonfire in your backyard. Like a moth to a flame, we all just can't help to be mesmerised by the flame, the burning flame. So, got my triggers. Okay. I find it relaxing. If you look into a fire, it's relaxing, soothing, inwardly. You get lost in yourself when you're staring at this enticing yet dangerous yet inviting and reddish, yellowish, amber fire. Shall I describe that? So, my good neighbours and I, we often love to have a bonfire. So I'm going to partake our secrets into why. They say that having good neighbours is better than having good distant cousins. And our three properties, we all have gates. We have gates in between the three properties. And behind the middle good neighbour, who is better than distant cousins, is an area we call the commons. Now, behind the commons is a big, old, rusty, corrugated shed. It spans the width of the block, of their block. And surrounding this area are these tall, very tall, old pine, gum nut-like trees. And on either side are a gate, one to the left, one to the right, and one in the middle of their backyard. So hence why we call it the commons, because it has direct access to all the three properties. Now, on my side, in the back of my backyard, there's a unit. It's only 2 metres from the boundary, but if you stand with your back behind it, you can just imagine that you're out in the bush. It's only a square suburban backyard, but still a bush environment. And if I look up at these very old, tall, gum nut-like trees, I think I'm camping in a tree. Now, depending on the weather, and how big we want the fire, we have three fire drums. One is an old insert out of a washing machine that's had 4 legs being welded. It's fantastic, it's got holes in it, lets all the air in. And it's very intimate because you can actually sit right up close to it. You have a good yarn, have a good chat. And if you want to bring this fire drum close to the house and be more sociable when you're having parties, that's also an option. The second one is just your standard old fire drum. The ones that you find in barrel-like drums. They're for bigger fires. The third one is the Rolls-Royce of fire drums. It's a stainless steel mesh fire drum. Lots of holes in it. So it is, if it is the mother, if you want to use this, it's the mother of all contained fires. That's when you use this. So anyway, here we are. A few months ago, three months ago, about 9:30 at night, all us good neighbours who are better than distant cousins were out there congregating around this stainless steel mesh drum, just yapping away as we do. And then all of a sudden we hear we all looked, what was that noise? That doesn't sound right. Then one of the good neighbours who is better than having distant cousins says, we always, whenever we have a fire, have a hot plate standing by, because you are legally allowed to have an open fire if you're cooking something over it. And we also always have a hose standing by. So that's always handy to have. So my hubby Grant, quickly, he runs, he grabs the hot plate that's been standing against the old fence, covered in dirt, flings it over the fire, and about a minute later, in walks a tall, lanky, young police officer, and following him was another young, this time, policewoman. Her hair was pulled back really tight, in a high ponytail, and apparently she had big breasts. And so they quickly, I could see they quickly glanced, and thoroughly assessed the scene. They can see the hot plate, they can see the hose there, look around, and the policewoman turns around and says, "Is this what we're called for? You've got to be kidding me." And we said, "Yeah, we're just having a good old bonfire." But apparently, our not so good, and definitely not good, better than distant cousin, rang 000 to say that the neighbours are having a large, big fire in their backyard. And then, to our surprise, in walks 2 more police officers, followed by 2 big, fit CFA. One of them was holding a big axe. And then no, that wasn't all. Then in walked 2 paramedics. So, what's that? 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're having a big party. Pretty safe party, I would say. And then the police, they all agreed that it was a fantastic place to have a bonfire. So the police, they wanted to stay, but they couldn't. And then the policewoman suggested maybe next time we should invite our not so good, and definitely not better than having distant cousins to our SWAT bonfire, so they wouldn't be jealous. So, in summary, if you enjoy having a bonfire, then have a hot plate and a hose reel, and you can light your fire to your heart's content, as long as it's not a total fire bet, which tomorrow is.